Hey everyone, Chris here at the Southwest Center again as we want to continue to add to our math task library. And today we're going to share a task that comes from John Antonetti's work. If you're familiar with any of John's books that are out there, most of his research and his study has been around student engagement and rigor. And so I love how those ideas and those concepts work hand in hand with some of what we're trying to accomplish in our building thinking classrooms, and how we want to engage our students in these rich conversations and these tasks that get them engaged in the content. And so this is a great task, I think, that accomplishes all those goals. I also love the fact that it certainly fills that mission of being the low floor and high ceiling. It's an easy task that we can give extensions for. And I'll also share a way to maybe modify this if I'm working with some younger students as well. So in this particular task, you can see behind me the numbers are pretty simple. We have 37 animals with 118 legs amongst them. And you've got some rules where 2 of the animals are snakes and none of the animals are injured or imaginary. Other than that, it's a very open-ended task, which is why it's one of my favorites, because there's so many infinite possibilities of answers that students could come up with. And as we talk about a lot in our workshops, it's not always about the answer, it's about the thinking. And the thinking can be really powerful here, because as you debrief and as you start to look at the work from your students and they can share their thinking with their peers, you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of different strategies and a lot of different answers that students come up with. And the creativity never ceases to amaze me, the different animals that people will add to their list, and they have a lot of fun with this task as well. So a possible extension: if groups solve this fairly quickly, or maybe you have other groups that are still working, just simply make these larger numbers, right? Give them a larger number of animals and more legs to work with, and then challenge the students to see, would the strategy you used with this particular problem, does it still work when the numbers are larger? And if not, do you have to rethink and come up with a different strategy as a team? On the flip side of that, if I'm working with students who need smaller numbers to work with, maybe this isn't a task that they're ready for, then you can give them another scenario where you define the animals. And this one I picked ostriches and horses, so we had a 2-legged animal and a 4-legged animal, and we just said, hey, we've got 10 legs altogether, and there's still more than one solution to the problem. Another thing to think about if you're doing a task like this with these smaller numbers is are there some manipulatives you can add to the task that might be beneficial to your students? Because we know with those younger students especially, anytime we can have some hands-on manipulatives to work with, it just reinforces the thinking and the learning. So that's obviously a goal. So as always, if you have questions, you need support in your classroom, we would love to come help you any way we can. So just reach out to us here at the Southwest Center. We would love to come and support you. Thanks.